was built by Napoleon I in the 18th century, to represent the victory in war. But right now it is wrapped because of an artistic project and made by a duo of an artist. They are called Christo and Jean-Claude. They were married, and this is actually representing the very last artistic project. And they are known for wrapping monuments and also places in the nature that people already know, and they are just giving it new meanings and relevance to it and new forms to those things that people already know. They did the same thing in 1995 in Berlin. They wrapped the Reichstag 6 years after the reunification in Germany. They also wrapped the Pont Neuf here in Paris. That was one of the other projects here in Paris. The Pont Neuf is the huge bridge that is not very far away from here. And they did a lot of projects also in the United States, in Japan, in Australia, everywhere in the world. In total, they did 23 wrapping projects. And this one is the last project, as I said before, and it's symbolic because it's also one of the very first projects that they designed and that they wanted to do. Because this project actually was born in 1961, because the couple was they were living in the neighborhood, and from their apartment they were seeing the monument. And that's how the first drawing and first photomontage for this project appeared. But at that time they didn't have excusez-moi, they didn't have the money, they didn't have the authorization also to do the project. And the project started to get concretized in 2019 when the President Emmanuel Macron gave his approval to wrap the monument. And from that time, from that moment, the project started to get done. But the thing is that in 2020 there was COVID, and also Christo, the main artist that was managing the project, also died in May of 2020. So, but the project started to, so they postponed it because of COVID and everything, and it became a project in homage for all their career and everything that they done before, and also a costume, I don't know how you say that in English, but a project, and it got carried on by the foundation of Christo and Jean-Claude, and which is like completely self-financing the project, because each one of their projects, counting this one, were completely self-financed. They are not using any public funds or any other thing, and they get the money for their foundation by selling other art pieces that they did during their whole career. And for this special project, they are using this material that we gave you a sample of it. It's this. Yeah. I don't know if we can see it.
Yeah, you can see.
And it's called polypropylene. It's a recycled material that was produced in Germany. And at the end of the project, it's going back into the factory, and they are going to industrially recycle it. And it's the exact same material that was used in 1995 to wrap the Reichstag in Germany.
Okay.
And the ropes also are made with the same material. And the colors and the composition is actually supposed to represent the flag of France.
Okay.
You have the polypropylene in blue, and it's covered with aluminum, which gives the white, and the ropes in red. And progressively the aluminum is supposed to disappear. That's why you can see blue, because yes, exactly. Yeah. Because on those parts people have been touching it a lot and taking pictures and everything. That's why you can already see the blue. And also you can see the blue in other parts because of the movement of the rope and the wind, the rain and everything. And basically it was part of the project because the artist wanted for the art work to live with his environment and evolve with everything that's happening around it. And there is 25,000 square meters of this material covering the whole monument, which represents something like 5 football stadiums, to give an idea. And there is 3 kilometers of ropes, of the red ropes, which represent the distance starting from here, the monument, until the pyramid of the Louvre, which is like basically a straight line until the pyramid. And yes, so as I said, it represents the very last of their project because the couple is dead now, have passed away. Because Jeanne-Claude, which is who is the wife, died in 2019, and that's it basically. And it represents the concretization of a very long project, and also representing their very last work in a city that they lived in, and they met also here in Paris. So it represents a lot.
Can you walk a little bit?
Okay.
Just leave it there.
Okay.
Please also tell me about the ceremony that just happened here now.
So basically the ceremony is happening here every day since 1923, and it hasn't stopped ever. And even during the occupation, during the World War II, when the Nazis occupied France, there was still this ceremony here every day. And actually here there is the tombstone of the unknown soldier, and the fire is supposed to do an homage to it, and every day they are relighting, I don't know how you say, the fire in homage to that soldier, which is representing every soldier that lost their lives on the battlefield for the country of France. And we don't have the identity of this soldier, we don't know who he is, and it's supposed to represent every person that lost his life for the country of France.
Okay. What do you call the thing again?
L'Arc de Triomphe, the Arc of Triumph.
Okay. L'Arc de Triomphe.
Yes.
When are they going to unwrap the Arc of Triumph?
This special project is finishing on the 3rd of October, and starting from the 4th, they are going to unwrap it, and it's going to last 1 month. And at the beginning of November, it's the monument is going to be at its normal as usual.
Okay. Do you know the date?
The exact date?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's at the beginning of November.
Okay.
Before the 10th of November, because it has to be unwrapped for the 11th, because on the 11th there is I don't know how you say that in English. 11th of November there is the celebration of the end of war, basically, and the winning of the First World War of France. So there is a huge ceremony here. So the monument cannot have the art piece on it, basically.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Don't turn your back, so
How do you?
You have the Arc de Triomphe behind your cloth, don't you see?